Coach, where do you see the economy going in the next 5 years? Well, I think when Trump leaves office, the economy is going to be doing great. But the real estate market, the cities and the states where, like, especially Florida, we're definitely going to have a correction where you had a bubble blowing up. The bubbles always pop. And for those of you guys that are going to want to get a house, if you're in Florida, you're in Tennessee, Texas, all those areas where you saw a huge influx of people fleeing blue states, is there's going to be a lot of foreclosures. And plus, you get a lot of the baby boomers are retiring and they're selling their houses and downsizing and going into condos and stuff like that. And then plus we're deporting all these people that were here illegally, and a lot of them are self-deporting. So there's going to be a lot of inventory. I mean, right now in the state of Florida, the inventory is higher than it's ever been, and stuff is just sitting there. And the only thing it's selling is it sells based on price. It's supply and demand. When your supply of houses far exceeds the demand for houses, the price is going to come down, because if the price doesn't come down, they're not going to sell. I was looking at a house. It's one of the ones that I follow. This is an older house. It needed to be updated. I mean, it was a big mansion. It's in South Florida. It's on the intercoastal. And because I just, like to watch properties and see what happens with them. And this particular house was listed for 6.5 million. That owner's owned it for like 20 years. And so 20 years ago it was beautiful, state of the art. But now the kitchen needs to be updated. And the thing had been listed originally. It was a 6.5 million, and it had been, I think, originally listed like 8 million. Well, it just sold for 5 million. I mean, it's still, you're going to probably put at least $1 million into it to renovate the inside and stuff, but the outside's killer. It looks amazing. But that was $1.5 million haircut off what the current list price was. So we're kind of like in 2007 right now. So things should get really much better next year, 2008. And then I would expect, or I should say, 2026 should be the equivalent of 2008. 2027 should be the equivalent of 2009. So you should start to see the best deals, and the market's not going to be going anywhere. People are going to be like, "Oh, I want to stay away from the market because it's going down." So I would say 2027 till about 2030, 2031 is going to be the window when the best deals are going to be available. And see, if you're patient, save your money. And what was it? Zillow just in the last week or the week before put out their latest data, and they expected nationwide property values to appreciate. I think it was like 2% for this year. That's what like they were predicting in January, and now they're expecting the whole country to have, it's like a 0.5%. So in other words, the median price range house is actually across the country is going to be going down, whereas just a few months ago they were expecting a multiple percent increase. And so right this past month, in April, with April's numbers, 27 out of 50 states have seen the median, on a month-to-month basis, have seen the median price range of houses dip. And the month before that, I think it was like 22. So you had 5 additional states that just went negative. And so that trend should continue through the end of the year. I highly recommend you follow the Reventure app guy. He's got a really great YouTube channel. He's got a great app. It's got a lot of free stuff you can do, because you have to take it on a case-by-case basis to see what your city, your state, and this particular neighborhood you're interested in. Because sometimes you'll have a neighborhood that is going to tend to be lower income people. Those property values are going down. But a couple blocks away or on the other side of the main road or the main highway, you got a high-end neighborhood, and those properties might be appreciating. So it really depends on the neighborhood and the city and the state where you're buying. That's why you need data at that level. And quite frankly, most realtors are all positive and optimistic. Oh, everything's great. It's a good time to buy, because they need clients. They're not selling anything. And so that's why you need to have access to your own data. And like I said, the Reventure app guy has got great data. You need great data to make great decisions. And so time is on your side. If you're worried about being able to afford a house, be patient. We got 2 or 3 more years before the best deals start to become available. And then you'll have about a 3 to 4 year window to where, you can buy a house, fix it up, move into it, keep it as a primary residence, and then you buy another one, you move into that, fix it up, and then the other one you can rent it out. So if you're patient, this boom bust cycle is about every 17 to 18 years. So I got into real estate in the mid 90s, right at the end of the previous bust cycle. And I was like 25, 26, and I had no idea about the boom bust cycle back then. I didn't understand how the economy worked. I didn't understand how the banking and finance system worked. And for a long time, I thought I was just a real estate genius, and my partners and I were all killing it, doing great. Never expected what happened in 2007, 8, and 9 to happen. I didn't see that coming. But I just wasn't old enough, hadn't had enough decades behind me to see this boom and bust cycle. So if you could be patient, you can really profit handsomely in the coming years.
Then did you see that Biden said I'm mentally incompetent today? What?
That's probably one of the few times in his life that he's actually been honest. He's a fucking vegetable, man. It's the thing that's so crazy about that whole situation is that he clearly was not in charge. It was Joe Biden and a bunch of assistants that were running the White House. And I mean, all you got to do is look at the pardons. It was like 8 or 9,000 pardons, and you look at that compared to all other presidents, including Trump. It's like he pardoned more people than all previous presidents combined. And he didn't know what the fuck he was signing. That's why Trump was always saying he was using the auto pen. And so now it's looking like they're going to challenge some of these pardons because their attitude is Joe Biden didn't actually do it. It would have been his underlings that were just, auto pen signing that. He didn't see and look through 9,000 people that he pardoned or 8,500, whatever. I mean, it's absurd. And everybody that's on the left just excuses it. Like, what's his name? Ian Bremmer. He's a Democrat. It's like he was saying something about Trump and people were calling him out. It's like, no matter what Trump does, good or bad, you're going to not be happy about it. But when Biden was in office, he just fucking looked the other way. Just like Jake Tapper. He's been totally getting roasted because he's just like, oh, boy, it's such a surprise. We were lied to. I can't believe I was bamboozled. He was one of the jerk-offs that was making excuses because, again, he's a Democrat. You little asshole.